G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look basically at the AGL LR Goku and how he does in DBZ Dokkan Battle. Now AGL LR Goku is one of two units that became available for part 2 of the anniversary. So he alongside Kid Gohan are the two new Carnival LRs that have come out on DBZ Dokkan Battle. Now, Goku is pretty good. There's a couple of things I think they could have done a bit better, but I think overall he's really solid. He is a total score lead of 200%. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn on his 12 key, and raises defense permanently on his 18 key while raising attack for 1 turn. He will activate his entrance animation upon entry once only, and has key +4 attack and defense of 59% and guarding all attacks for 6 turns from the start of battle. He has key +4 and attack and defense of 159% at the start of the turn, while surviving KO attacks once per turn. He recovers 59% HP if HP is 40% or below at the end of the turn, and he has an additional key +1 up to +5, and chance of performing a critical hit of +9% up to 59% with each attack received. He has an additional defense of 59% for the rest of battle, starting from the turn in which he receives his 5th attack, and an additional attack of 120% for the rest of battle, starting from the turn in which he receives his 9th attack in battle. He has a high chance of nullifying Ki Blast based supers directed at the character and countering with tremendous power. Goku is very good. He has his active skill that massively raises attack, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and all attacks become critical hits. And then he also can only activate that when he's below 59% HP or starting from the 5th turn when there's an Earthbred Fighters category character. So Goku is pretty solid, like I said. We're going to be looking at him at 100% in the hidden potential system, and you're going to see some pretty good numbers. Now, it's important to understand two things about Goku that are very crucial to how he performs. So firstly, you need to understand that he has guard for the first 6 turns. You want to place him in as much harm's way as possible during these first 6 turns. And very obviously for a couple of reasons. Firstly, he gets +5 key with every hit he receives. He gains 9% crit chance with every hit he receives, up to 60%. And after he receives 5 attacks, he gets 59% additional defense. This is very important because it's multiplicative. And after he receives his 9th attack, he gets 120%. Attack. So this is very important because all of these are calculated, separately. Basically, if he still has his first 6 turn boost active, he'll have attack of 599% and defense of 406,000. Or 406%, I should say. And it's important to understand when you see like screenshots or clips of Goku doing crazy attack stats, that's generally because he's been hit 9 times early on while his other boost is active. This is not something you're going to get very often. To double layer the boost and get 9 attacks, most hard events you're not going to have the number of it, or you're not going to have that many attacks early on. There are a few exceptions. Metal Core Cooler is a great example of a fight that starts out pretty rough, pretty hard, and so Goku will more than likely be able to channel some of those attacks and get that boost. But the big thing about Goku is the way his defense works, the way his crits work, and realistically Goku relies on raw defense. 6 turns is not really enough to finish off super hard content. Luckily for Goku, especially at a rainbow level, he can get to very high levels of defense. We're talking like 500k clean after like 3 turns, so that's very good. 500k, very nice starting point. 700k he can get to quite easily. He's got good defense boost. That guard in the first 6 turns is very crucial, and it basically enables him to be a really solid unit, because 6 turns of guard basically gives him more than enough time to get hit, to activate both portions of his passive, give him that little bit of a defense boost, to give him that big attack boost, and also build up that crit. Because Goku has almost 60% crit in his hidden potential system, I do recommend that you go additionals. Additionals for me are kind of maximizing his offensive output, and they also do manage to at least improve his defensive situation after super as well. Not that it's mandatory, but it definitely does help a little bit, and so I would highly suggest that you build him into additionals. I think at the end of the day, that's probably the build that I find to be the most effective. However, to each their own. Maybe you want to put a bit of dodge on there. Not really a fan of putting dodge on him, just due to the fact that he needs to get hit, and you could end up dodging one of the hits that could net you a really good kind of positioning. One of the things I do think he has a problem with is his leader skill. Turtle School's not the craziest leader skill, and link wise he's okay. You know, Sand Warrior Race is an okay link. All in the Family is an okay link. Experienced Fighters, In-Fighters, Z-Fighters, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. He links up really well with Physical Ultimate Gohan. They share 5 links, and people complain about Physical Ultimate Gohan's link set all the time. So if you complain about that one, you're gonna have to complain about this one. He lacks key links very badly, so that is something that's important. Literally doesn't have a single key link. Yeah, so that is something that's obviously, if you want to really look at it, is a bit of an issue. The thing is he does obviously have key +4, which is kind of how they make up for it, and also he builds up 5 more key from his passive. So yeah, he doesn't have key links, but he's pretty nutty. He does, like I say, share 5 links with Gohan, and that's pretty crucial. They're all very big attack links, which helps out a lot. Beyond that, there's not too much you gain from his links. So link leveling him is not crucial. You don't gain a huge amount. One link that is important and does dramatically affect how he looks is All in the Family. All in the Family being a 20% defensive link is obviously something that I would consider crucial to making him function. But yeah, basically a lot of the clips you see here, he doesn't even have All in the Family active, I believe. So you can really augment that defense quite a bit, and that's where units like Physical Gohan, Int Kid Gohan, all of these really solid pickup units that have All in the Family are going to come in handy. So the big thing at the end of the day is Goku's a really good unit with some minor issues, and those minor issues are not big deals. I think the lead skill, Turtle School's great, but Turtle School doesn't allow you to run his 2 best linking options, and I always find that to be a little bit of a shame. Like Int Kid Gohan, best linking partner, Physical Ultimate Gohan, best linking partner. Can't run either of them. Yeah, you can run a lot of the second best ones, but I always find that to be a little bit of a shame. And his good activation conditions, that's not really a big problem. His passive, really good. The only thing is, he is obviously reliant entirely on raw defense. So at the end of the day, unfortunately, sometimes that can get caught out a little bit. Because when you run an only all defensive kind of lineup, when you run like a unit that relies entirely on raw defense, they can get caught out when that defense maybe doesn't stack, maybe you kill the boss too quickly, maybe you don't get attacks in, and that's maybe the only hindrance to him. I also think obviously you do need the 9 attacks to get him to look offensively OP, but that's not a major issue because his main role is obviously to receive attacks, and you should activate that with good time in most hard content. So yeah, pretty good. In terms of the links, like I said, no key links, so whatever unit you link him with, you need to make sure it doesn't have key issues, or you prioritize getting that unit orbs or other key. In terms of priority links, like I said, All in the Family, probably the one I would say is the most. And you've got Experienced Fighters, In-Fighters, Z-Fighters, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, and Sand Warrior Race. I think for me, at the end of the day, honestly, I think All in the Family is maybe the only priority link, because it's the only one that really gives him a noticeable change in his performance. Fierce Battle, Z Fighters, these are strong attack links. Sand Warrior Race, very similarly, but they're not super strong. We're talking 10%. Most units have Fierce Battle, so you're not really worried about that either. Z Fighters and Experienced Fighters isn't really something I would set to prioritize. The units you can get it together with are very few and limited. There are a couple, like the Spirit Bomb duos and the Goku and Piccolo unit from the Saiyan Saga. But yeah, in general I would say it's just not really necessary. But yeah, beyond that, I think Goku looks really solid. I think in terms of his links, maybe the only downside is he doesn't really give ki to the rest of the rotation. It's not a huge train smash because he supplies himself with 9 ki. But yeah, overall I would say a really strong unit. Really nice unit. Animations, that's going to be up to you guys. I think his animations are a tiny bit underwhelming, like a tiny bit underwhelming, but that's not, it's not to say that they're terrible, but I just think they could have been done a little bit better, just a tiny bit better, considering it's the anniversary and everything. But yeah, with that being said, I think he's really good, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.